obviously, and I know a lot of people don't have this game. People who are wrestling fans always buy WWE 2K games, but we're going to give you a rundown on some things about this game, not necessarily telling you that you should get this instead, but just giving you some reasons why that may not be a bad idea, or just giving you some things that aren't so great about this game. But for the most part, this is a good game. It is just very different. Now, I know when I first started playing this game, I'm going to start off by going into some gameplay. Not really just talking about gameplay, but just a little bit into it. Now, the main thing about this game for me is getting used to the way the characters move. They move very different in this game. I have some created. You don't necessarily create an arena, you create a ring and then you select what arena you wrestle in, which to me is good because of the camera views in this game are different and you don't necessarily have to create a whole arena. Creating a ring is good enough, and then just sort of, you don't select the surroundings of it like in WWE 2K. You don't, build the whole thing. But this is good enough, especially for what type of game this is. With the camera angles, it wouldn't make sense to do it the other way. Now let's run down this. For those that don't play this game and don't understand it, I'm gonna help you out here. Computer level, if you first start playing this game, I'm gonna tell you the obvious thing to do. If you don't know the controls or anything, you wanna stay down here, 1 through 4. 1 is dirt easy, it's not even fun really, but if you're just trying to learn the controllers, you should do that just to get jump start. There's another mode in this that teaches you the controls. I would highly recommend that first. If you've already mastered that, you want to start on 4. As 1 would be just not really fun really. 4 is fun enough. Right now I play on 7. I don't like it to be ridiculously too hard where I can't get any moves off, so I go with 7. And I'm just gonna give you some information. Here's run-ins. Now when you keep run-ins turned on, the only people that will run in that match are people that are involved with the promotions that you are using. Like, you may have an exhibition match with 2 different promotions. I'll get into what I mean by that, promotions. I'm sure you know what it means. You have Japanese, you have New Japan Pro Wrestling on here, and real wrestlers from there, but you also have these other sort of, I believe they're just made up wrestlers. I don't think they're real. And then you have your custom wrestlers too, and they added some other DLC wrestlers. I think all the add-ons are for New Japan, but I'm not sure. Honestly, you already know what this is. Nobody will ever interfere in this match. I like to keep it on normal. Sometimes I make it high when I really want some drama going on. Even that doesn't guarantee that somebody will be in it, and if you keep it on low, that doesn't mean somebody won't. So you still have all this stuff. Tornado, that's obviously tag matches. I'm gonna go back for a second because there's something else you should know. I used to make a mistake when I wanted to do a tag match. Cause see, look, I can go here. Now when you select second, that makes that person like a ring manager. You gotta remember, this is a Japanese game, so they have different vocabulary. They say things a little bit differently, but second is just, a second-hand man, second-hand talent, whatever. It's not a wrestler, it's just a manager. Now, I made a mistake one time of selecting wrestlers on one side and second on the other, and we ended up with a handicap match, so you want to make sure that is done correctly. I'm going to go ahead and add a manager just for the sake of this video. Now, there's a lot of logic in this game. I made the mistake of not editing player logic and not getting what I wanted out of this game, because I would create a manager and want the manager to like interfere in the match or whatever. Manager didn't do anything because you select the manager's personality, and based on it's called logic on here, that determines how they behave, what type of stuff they do, and all that type of stuff. So we're gonna give him a manager, and we're gonna wrestle at Monday UGW, which is Universal Global Wrestling, something I made up, and I created the ring too. In this game, you create referees. I'm sure a lot of people know this information I'm giving you now, but a lot of people still just don't have this game. They don't really look at this as a good alternative. The two things that will jump out at you that would kind of might discourage you is the customization. It takes time to get used to. It can be time consuming if you don't know how to do it. I'm going to go into that too. As you can see, they're coming to the ring. There's an entrance craft that allows you to create your wrestler's entrance. That used to not really be in the game, even though when you create your wrestler, you have this thing where it shows what type of taunt he does when he's coming in. So that was already there, but they sort of made it more detailistic. As you can see, he's wearing a belt. That belt is really just a prop. You know, you have to add that to your wrestler. Even if he's a belt holder, you still have to add it. Some entrance craft. I kind of hope they change that in the future. And just make the belt that he has an item. Now, I'm moving my left analog stick around to move my wrestler around. You can use the D-pad also. Square is your light attacks. Now, one thing this game does that WWE doesn't is you can do your finishing move anytime you want, or attempt it anytime you want. Now, square is soft, easy moves. X is medium moves. Circle is power moves. If you start off the match doing power moves, the chances of them getting countered are higher now. Square being soft, X being medium, circle being strong attacks. That's not just from the grapple. That's from strikes. That's from ground attacks. That's from everything. So that's something you got to know playing this game. You definitely want to start off with those, you know, soft attacks, square button. Whether it be grapple, whether it be ground attack, whether it be strike attack. I think they actually got that as a submission hold, which is weird. Now we're going to go ahead and go into some medium attacks, which is X. I do like the fact that in this game you can escape a lot of your submission. In WWE 2K, if they use a signature, this move is in WWE 2K, but it's not a submission. I don't know if it's ever used as a submission move in Japan or something, but in this it's a submission. Getting into some more heavy duty moves now. This game gets easy. I thought it was ridiculously difficult at first, but another thing this game does better.
1, 2, 3.
You know, I made a mistake creating this wrestler or this referee. He's a created referee. I accidentally, by mistake, gave him a female voice. I gotta go change that, but they give you the option to pin your opponent how you want to. You know, you select your pinfall, what it looks like. You can pin him with one foot if you want to. You know, WWE 2K, it's all the same animations. It doesn't matter who it is, they all pin the same way. That's not a terrible thing, but I think it's better to have it like this. So that's one thing they do better. And so some of the things in this game you'll start having fun with once you start picking up on it. This game has some incredibly good moves. That's a crazy, I've never seen a striking submission move, but they got that on here. Look at that, 2.9. As you can see, the way they bounce out of the ring is a little bit, it's a little unnatural because of the two-dimensional thing. Or another thing is you gotta tap L1, hold it to get your breath back. That's a stamina thing. This game does not have a block button. That has always bothered me. But I've gotten used to it and it's fine.
1, 2.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my finish on him. There's some things I want to talk about with the moves too. Because you remember I said you can do your finishing move anytime you want. You don't have to earn a finisher icon or anything like that. As we just finished up this match. Now, you know, in WWE 2K, you can attack the person after the match. In this, you can also. Now, one thing you cannot do that I know of, you cannot turn your attack on the referee. I kind of like being able to do that. He's not really a heel, so... And then you would just push start and it would end all this. But, you know, he normally wouldn't do that. I just did that for the sake of this video. Now, let's go to Create a Wrestler. I want to show you some things with the moves. You know, just something quick. Because Create a Wrestler can be discouraging if you're not used to it. But once you understand it, you know, it becomes really fun in a hurry. So let's get into this here. As I'm starting a new wrestler, let's start a new one just for the sake of this video. So they start you off with this. Now if you want a preset wrestler, you know, wait a minute, in WWE 2K, you know, you want to go to appearance. First thing I do is appearance always. Now you got this preset thing. It can kind of get you started, you know, whatever direction you're trying to go in, because you select the head and all the body parts separately. If you want a female right off the bat, you can go to one of these. Because as you know, you select the arms and legs and head in this. You can select female arms and all that stuff. That's how you select your character's build, and you select the head. It's not as hard as I thought it was, you know, I thought it was a little ridiculous when I first played it, but it gets fun once you figure out what's going on here. But anyway, you start off with your presets. But the main thing I want to get at in this video is the moves and the logic. You know, whatever. I'll just get that. I really don't care. So, and then you have your wrestler stance. That's something that's not in WWE 2K games anymore. It used to be in the SmackDown games, but it's not in it anymore. Let's take a quick look at them. You can just select, you know, fighting styles and stuff. They give it to you from 2 different angles. And you can also create cage fighters, MMA fighters, whatever. Kickboxers, boxers. You can create everything on here and, you know, do boxing matches and stuff. You know, we'll talk about that a little bit, but here we are. Let me show you something real quick here. This game has some awesome moves. I don't necessarily think it has better moves than WWE 2K20. WWE 2K20, see, as you can see, you can select the type of pins you do. If you just want to do hard, you know, pins that are, you do a moonsault if you want. So yeah, you select your pinfall on here, but not only that, you select it from different positions too, like based on what position the wrestler's in. I'm looking for something specific here. Just happened. But anyway, you select your pinfalls, but you can select it from different positions as well. Not just, you know, from the side. If you pin them from the front, yeah, I forgot what I was doing there. That's what I was actually looking for. Okay, let's go back to that. Okay. Pull it down near here. What? Oh. I don't know what he's doing there. Is he pooping on him? Look at this move here. That was kind of crazy. But anyway, you can select pinfall as a move. You know, as a move. Instead of putting a move, add a fancy pinfall. I love this pinfall here. You know, it's something that you used to see a while back. I don't know how often they do it now, but I've given it to a couple of the stronger wrestlers. So you have that option on here. And you have this computer logic. You definitely want to dive into this stuff. It affects the way your matches play out. Otherwise, if you don't do nothing to this with any of your wrestlers, you'll have matches and you'll notice they'll all act the same way. They all get on the top ropes the same amount of times. They're gonna love doing top rope moves. Sometimes they'll get on the top ropes over and over again. You know, you'll get on the top ropes, do a move, get right back up there and do another one right after, you know. So you want to get into that stuff. Select how often they use weapons. This stuff is kind of in WWE 2K, but it's a little bit different. It's based on, you know, the personality, but there's no percentage. It's just a bar. It doesn't say weapons necessarily, but you know, it's like, I think it says coward or something like that. There's different words for it. Some of this stuff I'm not quite sure about. Cooperation is like tag team. If I make this really low and my opponent's being pinned, he's not going to get in the ring and break that count up at all. He's not really going to give a damn too much about his partner. He's going to wrestle when you tag him, but you know, he's kind of for himself. He's not really concerned about what's going on with his partner. It's kind of like none of his business. But if you make it really high, obviously that's the other way around. He's dedicated to what's going on in there. Flexibility, I guess that's like diversity. I'm not completely sure what they mean by that, but discretion, I know what that is. That's kind of like, you know, how much regard he has for his opponent. If you make, I believe you make the discretion high or low, just, you know, then I think you have to make it high, and then he will not. I might be wrong about that. I might have that the other way around. But if you make it high or extremely low, no, I believe it's low. Low discretion. I'm sorry. Low discretion. It means, you know, he'll beat you relentlessly. He won't really care that much about pinfalls too much. It doesn't mean he won't use pinfalls. It just means he's just out here to, you know, beat the hell out of you. He doesn't really care about you. You know, he knows that he doesn't care about the work. He's just, I'm going to beat the hell out of you, make you bleed. And not really, you know, he's almost like a sociopath almost. You know, I'm kidding about that, but you get what I'm saying. He has no discretion, you know, as long as you know what the word means. But you have all that computer logic. I'm not going to show you every little thing on there, but that affects the way the wrestlers wrestle. And I'm going to do another video about creating a wrestler so that it can be better. But I do recommend that you give this game a try. Now, I'm going to go down the downfalls of this game. What the most discouraging thing to me is the prices of the DLCs. You have a couple of cheap ones. They don't come with too much, but the ones that come with all the decent stuff, they're $20 and up. You know, you have one that does come with 10 wrestlers, you know, 10 female wrestlers for Stardom. It's a Japanese promotion for women. That's a $20. I don't even have that yet. The one that I do have is the Entrance Craft. I'm going to do a separate video on that too, because it's a little bit lengthy. There's a lot to get into, but anyway, thanks for watching. I do think more people should consider this as an alternative. The game never crashes. The load time is not bad. Yes, it takes time to get used to. Yes, it's different. And no, it doesn't already have your WWE guys. You can go online and download your WWE talent. I'm pretty sure most of them are on there, but they're on the community creations, just like WWE 2K. It has that too. But I'm gonna make some videos for people, and if you have questions about this game, please put the questions in the comments. I will answer them. You know, for those of you that don't know if you want this game or not, and you're kind of like, you know, because sometimes this game is $50. Right now, I think this game is free. I might be wrong about that. If you purchase if you have WWE, I mean, not WWE, I'm sorry. If you have the online thing that you buy for online play in PS4, I think this, maybe it's not. I know it was at one time, but it's not now, I don't think. But anyway, sometimes this game is $30. It's on sale often. Wait till it goes on sale if you want to. If you don't want to pay $50, I don't fault you for that. But any questions you have about this game, like if you're kind of like, I might want this game, but I don't know about this, that, and the other, I'll do a whole video on just a question, to answer a question you have, rather than just writing down an answer. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll get with you on it and we'll figure this out, because this to me is a great alternative if you love wrestling games but that WWE 2K stuff just is not working for you, you know, and you want something else and you're not sure about this. Yeah, we can talk about it. Thanks for watching.